Welcome to Breakout Creator, the podcast where we explore the journeys and insights of successful content creators. I'm your host, Dominic Ditana, and on today's episode, we're joined by Kia Nalbandi, a rising star in the world of sketch comedy. Kia has taken a unique approach to social media, focusing on building a production team to ensure that he produces only the highest quality content. His strategy has clearly paid off, as he now has over 3.5 million followers on TikTok and 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Let's get right into it. So check it out. I've got this over here. This is your analytics. I love to start here for TikTok. Are you TikTok first, would you say?
I started on TikTok, but now I'm just like mostly focused on YouTube because if you look at the analytic differences on TikTok and YouTube, you can see why I'm focused on YouTube.
Okay, we'll get into that. You've got 12% engagement. Did you know you have 300 million views?
No.
That's pretty amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, 2 million followers. You've made 1,000 videos.
That's a lot.
What are you making 1,000 videos of?
Dude, I'm trying to post like how many? I'm trying to post like 3 a day, 4 a day if I can.
Whoa.
So if I'm like, I try to make 2 new videos a day. So it's like nonstop. But like since I've been focusing on YouTube, like shorts, especially now monetizing, it's been really big. Not as big as what I thought it would be, but we'll see where it goes.
Ooh, do you have your phone? You got analytics? We could get into that later.
My YouTube analytics. Yeah, we'll go into that later if you want. Whenever you want.
Shorts.
Let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got 1.5 billion views last year on YouTube.
What? What?
Yeah, dude, YouTube, I'm telling you, this is nothing compared to YouTube. That's why when you said 300 million, I was like, that's it.
Oh, dang. Wow. Wait a second. What billion?
I got my little thing.
Yeah.
I have like all time 1.7 billion views on YouTube, I think.
Wow.
And like I didn't start posting since till like last December, I think. You want me to pull it up right now?
Yeah. Sure. Why not? We're doing it no script, man.
No script, baby.
This is how we do it. I love this too. Well, okay, the thing I love about this, I mean, you did start here. You have 50 years. I don't know. I guess you have better analytics on
I didn't even know
YouTube.
that was the thing. 50 years of watch time?
Yeah. Just on TikTok though.
That's older than my dad.
That's pretty awesome. Older than my dad. And you've also made 590 minutes of content. That's pretty awesome.
That's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
For a little like 20-second videos. All right, so here, all-time views on YouTube, we are looking at 1.73 billion.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean,
how did you start? What did you do before all of this?
I was in school actually. My parents live like an hour away, so I've always been in like Los Angeles County area. Yeah. When COVID started is when I first started making videos on TikTok. Off the bat, I got into like skits and comedy pranks, everything with my family. And then there's just a point in like, you know, there's like a part of it where like, you're like a point where you want to go from doing it for fun to doing it as a career. But then coming from a Middle Eastern background, it was like, if there's no monetary value in it, they'll support you until you want to make it a full-time career. Then they're like, Are you sure? I don't know. So, I mean, then I decided I wanted to move out to LA. So I moved to West Hollywood with a bunch of people and like a little apartment, focused on TikTok. And then my parents were supportive off the bat. They were helping with all my videos. I was doing pranks, and then eventually it took off, moved to LA, and then that's just where it went through the roof.
Wait, did you ever do Vine or any of those?
No,
platforms?
I was so young when Vine was out.
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
Okay.
So I mean, I was watching it. I don't remember anything. People are like, remember that old Vine? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah. Did you ever try YouTube before? I mean,
I had a channel, but I don't think I ever posted anything up until like the COVID things happened.
Yeah. How far into posting did your videos go viral on TikTok?
I posted my first video ever on TikTok, hit 83,000. And I remember that because my friend worked at a donut shop. So I was like, hey, I'm going to surprise you with this money. And then I gave him the money and 83,000. So it wasn't comedy off the bat, but that was my first video hit numbers. So
was it a pre-planned skit that you'd done?
I don't want to speak too much on his situation, but he wasn't doing too well at the time. So my family wanted to give him some money.
That's nice.
So they gave me $500 to give him. Wow. And then I was like, okay, I want to make this a video. So it was legit. Like we really did give him money that did come from my family.
Damn.
And then, yeah, it did well.
That's great. How far into posting on TikTok did you find success that made you switch or like, you know, dive into a full steam?
So, like I'll tell you the process. So I was posting these short little skits, whatnot, that I was filming on my phone at my parents' place. And then one day I was like, I got to do something different because everybody's starting to do this. Everyone's getting on this wave of like making these little short skits. Yeah. So then I started filming on a higher quality camera, which is what you saw today. Yeah. So everything I started to do early on TikTok was filming on a high quality camera, and that really separated me from the rest.
For sure.
And then that's why I think everything started to skyrocket. And then when I moved here, I'd say September of 2020. Yeah. I think it was what it was, is when I really like went all at it and dropped out of school. I mean, that was the toughest conversation I had with my parents too.
Yeah. How does that conversation even happen? How do you like, what did you see on the internet that made you be like, okay, I'm making enough money to do this?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was when I was in school before, I had always gone to I went to a private school, then I went to a boarding school in high school. And that's a whole nother story. Like they were like on your And then they're like, you can't, community college isn't an option here. Like you're going to go to a 4-year university right out of high school. So my whole life had been academics. I was like deep into academics. And then college, I started to fall off a little bit. Like I was still getting really good grades. My parents were proud, everything.
What'd you go to school for?
Business administration. I went in undecided and then I declared business administration.
What was your job before all this?
So I was just a student. I wasn't working. Okay. I had a previous job. I was doing a little bit working at a tile shop.
Okay.
My friend owned a tile store, so I was moving tiles around.
Cool.
But then what had happened was I went to college and then the whole COVID situation happened, moved out here when classes were still online. But then I started to I was like, ugh, man, I really want to do this. And then, the whole thing with social media is like this podcast. You hit me up last night. You're like, can you be here? Like if I was in school, I couldn't be here right now.
True. Yeah.
That's like the conversation I had with my parents. I'm like, look, I'm making money and I need to be at these places when I'm being told I got to come, and I can't do that if I have a class at 8 a.m. and then a class at 10 a.m. and I have a class, whatever. They're like, okay, we'll let you take a break for now. So that was tough. Like for them to even say that, like coming from a Middle Eastern family, my dad has a crazy story, escaping the revolution in Iran, coming here, education's the way out, going back, meeting my mom, bringing her out here. It's like education is the only way we can make it out.
Wow.
So it's like, it was really tough for them to like even accept the fact that their son is doing something so different that has never been seen,
Right. Especially with the internet and social media.
Yeah. Dude, like they're on social media now talking about the situations going on in Iran. Mm-hmm. But before that, they weren't even on social media. They didn't know what it was. But I think because of what I'm doing, they see the impact of social media, which is why now they're doing all that stuff. And I think the thing that really switched it for my mom was when her friends started to when people started to recognize her from my videos.
No
she
way.
started to get like this little fame, little whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm famous. I'm like, do your thing, mom. Can I drop out now?
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's great. That's cool that you included your family starting out. I wish I was home and had done the same thing.
What was your situation? Did you?
When I'm on your podcast, you could ask me.
All right, I'll come at you then.
All right. But I want to keep diving into your journey as a creator, especially posting on TikTok, and then now you have 2 million on TikTok, but then you also have 2 million or 1 million on YouTube.
Just hit 1.9 million on YouTube.
Yeah. So what? I have 27,000 on YouTube. How did you grow to, 1.9 million on YouTube?
Dude, it was exponential. Like I started posting last December, like really going at it. Talking to Shane, him and I were like, okay, if we're going to do this, we can't be posting one video every day or one video every other day. So we went at it 4 to 8 videos a day.
Yeah.
And it was easy at first because we had so much content from before that we had made for TikTok.
Sure.
So it was like, okay, my schedule had been, I think 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m. for the limit. Every single day I posted at those times. The night before I'd schedule it out, just make sure I could hit those times. Because the thing with YouTube I heard is you need to post at the exact same time or just keep a schedule, whatever the schedule is, whether that's once a week, once a day, 4 times a day, make sure it's the same exact time because YouTube likes that for their algorithm. Mm-hmm. So I started doing that and then first month, nothing, second month, kind of, and then December hit. So I started posting like a month or so before December and then December's really when it hit. And then, dude, I'm telling you, like exponential. I remember November or October, I was thanking people for hitting 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my gosh.
And then November, December, and then just 10K and then 100K out of nowhere. And then 500K and then 1 million was huge. And now I'm also at 2 million. So the growth has been I didn't even know the views until like recently. I looked at the views. I'm like, wow, 1 billion.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's amazing.
Yeah. But now I'm reposting on YouTube. A lot of reposting on YouTube for shorts.
Are you making new skits each of those days? Like, what was your strategy making that sort of how do you make 5 videos a day and schedule them?
So that's the thing. At first, I had so much content from before, so I was just going through my catalog of content.
Right.
But now it's different. So now I'm trying to get up 1 to 2 new videos a day, but I might be reposting another 1 to 2 a day. So if I have 4 pieces of content, 2 might be new, 2 might be reposts.
Are you using any platforms to repurpose your content that you just they can share it with all the platforms at the same time?
I'm not. No. I mean, I've hired my brother runs my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for my podcast page. I have 2 editors I work with. One of the editors strictly edits my long form for YouTube. One of my other editors edits strictly my podcast.
Dude, you're doing it, man. That's great. Man. Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Okay, what kind of revenue can you be getting from these? I mean, with 1.9 million on YouTube, what does that equal, man?
I wish it was more than what it is.
Dude, you're the first person I've had on that has access to the shorts monetization. Is that
really?
Yeah, I've only had 18 other people so far.
That's a lot.
But yeah, I mean, if we could talk about it, I mean, it is recent. And the videos that I've even posted on this page have all been shot earlier in January.
Okay.
I haven't even. So I don't know if you could talk about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Talk
So
about that.
not what had been expected, because you know the creator fund before on YouTube Shorts was up to 10K.
Yeah.
I never hit the 10K mark. I think the highest was maybe in the 8s, the 7s.
Wow.
And then I was just so excited because they were like, when this YouTube monetization comes out, it's going to be like triple that, whatnot, right?
No way.
I heard rumors everywhere.
I mean,
Mr.
that's a good
Beast,
rumor.
whatever. I know.
Yeah.
It came around. It's not awful. It's not like, it's probably going to end up right around what I was making before, but I also haven't had like a crazy viral video. So I have videos in my catalog that I know if I post, I could hit that 10 million view mark, which is nice to have. Like, it's like ammo you're just waiting to use, you know?
Sure.
So, I mean, once I get those up, then I think, I hope it's, I don't know. I hope it's there, you know?
So how do you know what videos are going to go viral?
The thing with videos I post is sometimes you just don't know when you're making a video, but then I have these like series I have. So like I'll have like a Girls Be Like series that I know if I post that, it's a guaranteed 1 million on YouTube, and then it's all the same kind of process.
How is it guaranteed though? How? How?
I don't know what it is. It's like
a sixth sense? Like you've got like a sixth sense.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like the videos, literally, I'll go up to a girl. I'll be like, she'll drop a purse. I'll be like, hey, you dropped your purse. She's like, I have a boyfriend. And then it's like 3 of those. Then the twist at the end is I'll come to you. I'll be like, hey, Dom, I need help. This girl keeps thinking I'm trying to hit on her. You're like, I got you, bro. And I'll be like, thank you, bro. You'll be like, oh no, I got a wife or something.
What?
You know?
What?
That's like the twist. That's the same process every single time.
Okay.
And then those.
What do you call this? You just call it a skit? Is that right?
Yeah. Comedy skit, sketch comedy, whatever.
Sketch comedy. I've been dying to get Shane on here and like ask him what the logic behind the videos. And I don't know if you understand or like, well, how would you explain the logic behind what you're doing and creating?
I think first thing I try to think of is how the video starts.
Okay.
If you watch like some of my videos, it's like the first 2 seconds is like if you can even search like even that, like that TV one you have.
So this one, for example, let's explain why this went viral. It's your top video on TikTok. It has like 16 million views. I don't play the sound, but honesty test behind the scenes, right? So, bro, you drop the TV, your friend's picking it up. You're like, oh, look at the camera behind this.
Exactly.
Leaf, and then you chase after him.
Yeah, so I think when I made this video, the thing that was going viral at the time was real money tests, right? Okay. So people would put $1 there, someone would come and be like, hey, is this yours? Yeah, it's mine. And I was like, some of these are obviously staged,
sure,
right?
Of course.
And then I like to make fun of people, so literally what I was trying to do is like...
So you're poking fun of that premise. I got it.
It's like, I asked myself, what's fake about this? And I take it to a whole nother extent. Like, how is the cameraman not being seen in these videos? Because a lot of times the cameraman's right there. Right. So I'm like, okay, let's put a leaf in front of him. And then I'm like, okay, the money is obviously like, sometimes it looks fake. Sometimes it's right there. They could see the guy putting it down. So I drop a TV, right? Yeah. And I've done this with a car. So
yeah. Is this one?
No, this is my most recent one. This one.
Okay.
This one's also me making fun of videos.
This also had a lot of views though.
On Instagram, this one did really well.
Yeah. Let's see. Some guy, what's his name? He's sitting here with the hair.
Yeah.
You're looking at him.
And then now I have like my thought process in my head is like, what if this is one of those influencer honesty tests where I give him $1 and he gives me back $1,000 back? Yeah. I'm like, all right, here's $1. And then he doesn't do anything. I'm like, hello, like, isn't this one of those tests?
Yeah.
Where that's your car over there and then this is a fake wig? And he's like, no, get away from me. And then this guy comes up and gives him $1 and he's like, thank you. The second person who was going to help me out today, I'm going to give him the brand new car.
A brand new car? Wait, what is that car? Is that your car? Is that your car? Yeah. Why is your car pink and blue? Wait a second. Tell me the story about that. Why is your car pink and blue? Wait, can you tell me the story?
There really isn't a story. I like both the colors. So
it's not like a Mr. Beast thing? Like you did collab with Mr. Beast?
No, I wish. I mean, I did something with Feastables, but that wasn't for that at all. But no, I like both the colors. On the back of my car, it says, I make your girlfriend laugh.
Okay. So. I like that. That's funny. All right, man. All right, and then how about this video? Let's look at this one. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is one of my Starbucks videos.
Here we go. Boom.
Is the volume not going to... Do you like how I'm commentating over it? Or
absolutely.
Okay. So he's like, what can I get you at Starbucks? I say my name's Kia, and he like doesn't know how to spell it, right? So I spell it out for him, Kia, and he's like, "Is that with a C?" I'm like,
very.
Write it down.
You wrote it down on a whiteboard.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, that's great. And I'm like, I brought a spelling bee champ here to help you spell it out. And then I'm like, follow me out here, and then I take him to an actual car, right? I'm like, it's like the car.
Yeah. Is it gonna come out wrong? It's coming out.
He said, order for like Josiah. I'm like, my name's Kia, and he's like, this guy comes up, he's like, Josiah. I'm like, oh, my bad. And he's like, relax, I have yours right here. and he says a whole nother name.
Yeah. Wow. That's actually very good skit. How are you coming up with your skits?
Oh man, just if I have an idea, I'll write it down in my notes. This one is a very relatable thing because Starbucks always gets your name wrong.
Yeah.
So then I try to like take it to a whole nother level. I'm like, how can I make this like, the biggest thing is like props and exaggeration do really well. Because visually, like we're watching this right now and like there's like all this stuff going on, you know, like I want to watch a lot of my stuff without audio and like it's kind of funny, you know?
Absolutely. You know, just speaking on that right now, because a lot of content is displayed on people's phones and adding those texts, you know, so you don't have to listen to it and you can still understand it.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
what editing software are you using?
I use Final Cut and my editors use Premiere.
Okay, cool.
These are me. I edit my TikToks myself, but then I have long form YouTubes that those I write scripts for, days of preparation with the videographer. We write shot lists. My girlfriend helps me out.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are like actual very like high end like skits. We have someone running audio, mic's a sub, boom mic. So those are my long form skits.
What?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. That's what I tell people too. My whole thing getting into TikTok off the bat when I really decided I wanted to do it seriously was I wanted to get into TV and film. So I use a lot of my stuff as like a resume for like a Netflix or a Hulu to see eventually and be like, ooh, okay, this guy has potential. Let's give him an opportunity. Let's give him a platform to like really voice what he wants to. So this is like a resume for what I'm trying to do in the future.
So what would you do with those? You want to sell it to Netflix? You want to sell it to those companies?
No, I want I want to open up the space for creators to get into that kind of stuff. Like there's people doing it, like Anwar's doing it, Adam's doing it.
Yeah.
There's people that are doing it that are breaking into this, but I want Netflix to see what I'm doing and be like, okay, like you have potential. You've put this to life. You brought this to life yourself. Do you want to create your own show on our platform? We'll give you one season. We'll give you a season, an opportunity to make a season come to life.
Yeah.
And then I'll write something. And then I already have that step ahead of people that don't have what I have on social media.
Sure. Know? And then it's a matter of meeting those people that know those connections.
Absolutely. I think it's a matter of time with social media. Just keep doing it.
So has that always been your goal? Like at first, like to make content and make skits?
Yeah. I mean, back in middle school, I actually won an award for a little comedy skit I did, like Persian Parents Be Like. So it's like, I think TV and film has always been in the back of my head, but I've never like pursued it until I had this opportunity with social media. So I was like, if I'm going to do it, like a lot of people were posting to make money. I'm like not making as much money as a lot of the people around me who have less numbers than I do. But I'm like, I really don't care because I think every piece of content I'm putting out has a purpose for what I'm trying to do in the future. And I think I've only been doing this for 2 years. So I look at like the next 10, 20 years. And I think I want to be the next Adam Sandler. I want to be the next Mr. Bean. I want to be these guys, you know?
Did you say Mr. Bean?
I love Mr. Bean. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yes, I love Mr. Bean.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's the best.
I think he's debatably one of the best actors. If you can make somebody laugh without talking, that's how you know you have something. It's like comedy's so worldwide that you could like, if you could touch someone's like laughing box, whatever that SpongeBob term is, their laugh box or whatever, by like not using a word, I think that's huge. And his story with like creating a show because he wasn't given the opportunity because no one wanted to bring him on since he couldn't talk.
Right.
He's like, I'll do it without talking.
Sure. Did he self-fund? We're getting off topic, but did he self-fund that? Is that what you're saying?
So he wanted to be an actor, but no one wanted to give him position because he had a stutter. Really? So he's like, okay, since you guys don't want me to come on there and talk, I'll make my own show on my own where I don't talk and I don't need you guys kind of thing.
So I want to know now, what about, okay, so your goal is to kind of go and potentially sell to these bigger companies, but do you think there's like why do we need to even do that? You know, maybe one day the like YouTube will pay us enough. You think is that the future of social media? What do you think?
I think though my whole thing, like I haven't been so concerned about money as long as I'm able to make a living and do what I enjoy doing. It's been great. As long as I tell people, as long as I have enough money to fund the props I use for my videos, then I'm okay. Like I don't.
That's like Mr. Beast. I feel like he always takes the money he makes and puts it back into his videos.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't have a lot of money in my bank account, but like I have enough to live, and I have enough. If I need a prop, I could go get the prop. You know,
right.
But no, if I could get into TV and film, I'll take 50% less than what I'm making if I could have that opportunity to be on Netflix and show people on there. Yeah.
Are you ever consider like maybe one day making movies?
That's the goal. I want to. That's why I mentioned Adam Sandler. I love watching Adam Sandler movies now because she's been putting me on a lot of them too. I mean, you see the same people in every single movie.
Yep.
I love the fact that he's involved in any way possible. His friends are involved. If I could have a platform where I could do that with all the people around me, all my friends, that's the goal.
That's a good goal, man.
Thank you, man.
That's like I like that a lot. That's
Thanks,
good. Man. Okay, let's see. I've got some questions. Well, first off, have you heard of ChatGPT?
Yes. Oh, I was talking about that on my podcast yesterday. The world's crazy.
Yeah. So I actually asked ChatGPT, like I said, a YouTuber with 2 million followers, a TikToker with 2 million followers. He's coming on the podcast. What question should I ask him?
Bring it.
You ready? How did you first get started on TikTok? What made you decide to expand on YouTube?
Ooh.
We already talked about the first part, but
Why did I decide to go to YouTube?
Yeah. Actually, let me rephrase. So why did you decide to go to YouTube?
Whew. I'm just trying to be on as many platforms as possible, and YouTube had that opportunity with shorts.
Yeah.
At first I posted, I didn't see any growth, and then I was like, when Shane came to me and was like, just keep going, let's just keep doing this. I was like, okay, same thing with Facebook now. So that's why I'm transitioning to Facebook now.
Right.
The same reason I transitioned to YouTube. I want my face in as many places as possible.
Totally. How do you balance creating content for both platforms and maintaining your audience on each one?
I think the beauty of that at first was when shorts came out, it was all the same kind of content. So I could just repurpose it for different platforms or just post the same thing on all platforms. But now that I'm trying to do the long form stuff on YouTube, I think the easiest thing for me has been hiring people that have like set positions around that. Okay, I know I don't have to sit there and edit, because my long forms take up to like, he told me it took him 15 hours to edit one video. So I was doing that before, but I'm like, I can't do that anymore. So
what is going on in those long form videos that take that long?
Oh man, matching the audio, color correcting.
What?
I'm telling you, the audio, let's say me and you are having a conversation.
Yeah.
I'll have your audio mic, I'll have my audio mic, I'll have the boom mic, and I'll have backups for every single one. So there's 6 audios to choose from in each scene.
Okay.
And you got to match that audio to the previous audio so it doesn't sound like it's like cropped. Craziness.
We don't have that here.
This is perfect.
This is all being recorded in one place. Audio, visual synced. I'll talk to you about it after if you want.
No, the reason my long
Why do you
forms
do it like that? Yeah.
No, my long forms are like movie style. So if you watch them, you'll be like, this looks like an actual short film. So they're like
your podcast?
No, I'm talking about my long forms are like my skits, my long skits.
It's like 15 hours to edit a skit?
A skit, yeah.
One skit?
One skit. No, my podcasts are quick. They're all recorded. I have the same switchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the podcast is already pre-recorded. No, I'm talking about my skits where I hire actors, I have the camera crew, I have the audio guy,
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's what really takes a while. So I think going back to your question, hiring someone for each position has really helped me being able to focus.
You know, I actually didn't understand first because you said hiring. I'm underplaying your role and how successful you actually are with all of this.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like, I'm not even aware of it. I'm asking you normal questions, but what do you mean you have a team of people and you've got boom mics and you're out here making videos with nice cameras?
Yeah. So I mean, for my long forms, let's say I'm doing a long form skit, right? I already have everything ready for my shoot on the 20th of this month. So what I do is I hit up Josh, the videographer. I'm like, hey, I want to bring this idea to life. I have my editor, Chris. I have 2 editors named Chris. It's funny. One's for my podcast, one's for my skits. Sometimes I'll have another Mike help me out. Then I have Mike on the audio. And then...
Wait, 2 mics?
I have 2 mics.
2 mics, 2 Chris?
Yeah, it's funny. And then she'll help me, like, I'll write the script. She'll help me put together shot lists, whatnot. And then actors is a whole nother level. Like, then I have to, when we're on the set, it's like a movie. So now I have to think about food. I have to think about their time.
Bro,
I have to think about their ins, their outs.
How did you learn all this in the past 2 years? Why did you push yourself to this level also?
I love it. Like when I'm there, it's like the thing that's stressing me out the most when I'm there is posting on other platforms. So I like that my only worries have to do with what I'm creating. And it's like when I'm there, I feel so free. I'm able to I know what I want beforehand. So it's like I individually talk to each of the actors. I'm like, can you say your line like this? And then I go to Josh. I'm like, can you film this angle? So literally like Adam Sandler, I want to be behind the scenes of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I'll call the night before, make sure he has the script, the shot list all prepared.
Wow.
Craziness.
Wow.
Craziness.
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. What next level production you're doing with this? You're taking content creation to a whole nother level.
Yeah. I think when I started shooting TikToks on a camera was something different. I think now this is something different. I think now once people see me in movies, then they'll be like, wow, like, okay. Like, I don't want to do the whole like traditional route of going to acting lessons, like it's needed. I think that's very useful and stuff. But I think the way I'm doing it's like, it's never been done before, where this is like, people have a resume, people have words on a paper, but I have like content to back up what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So,
okay. What's your strategy with taking that content? How are you going to get it from the content to Netflix?
I don't want the content I'm putting out right now to be on any Netflix or anything.
Okay.
I want this to just showcase people at Netflix that I can do it.
Wow. So what's your goals for the rest of this year? 2
of these long form videos a week for the rest of the year.
How long are the videos?
They're only like 3-4 minutes, but they could take up to 15 hours to edit.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So very similar to what Key and Peele were doing back then.
Right.
If you watch their skits,
yeah, sure.
and watch my skits, it's very like hand in hand.
Are you following trends at all when you make content?
Not
now?
at all, actually. Not really at all. Literally whatever funny comes to my mind, I know I could exaggerate. If you give me like a funny idea, even if it's like a terrible idea, I know I could exaggerate it to the point where I can make somebody laugh. So I don't follow trends at all. I just, whatever's funny and I think is funny, I'll bring to life.
Dude, your answers are so succinct and like you're a professional at this stuff.
I'm so focused on what I want to do that like I've already thought about all these potential questions.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Tell me about like, why are you so focused? How do you become so focused? What's the secret? What's your secret?
I know if I slow down, someone's going to take my spot.
Is that it?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't want to slow down at all. If I'm
okay, so you're like hyper focused to post every single day, constantly?
Post every day, create every day, think about it every day, nonstop. Even at night when she goes to sleep, I'm like doing something with videos. Sure. It sucks. Like, I mean, sometimes it sucks. Like,
so basically, yeah. Like, how do you balance your work life, your creative life?
It's all one. It's literally
your personal life. You're creative, you're working to personal.
No, you'd be surprised. Like, if you spent a day with me, you'd be like, wow. Like, even she knows, like, because she's so heavily involved in what I do. So even when me and her are on dates and stuff like that, everything I do is like has something to do with work.
Right. Do you feel like this is going to be like in this time period? This is like a heavily, let me focus for the next 5-10 years.
No, when I have a kid, he's getting right into it too. I'm dragging him in. Cool. Forever, man. I'm grinding.
How do you deal with like daily life and feeling, your feelings, your emotions? How do you, maybe you didn't get good sleep the night before. Do you have a good routine? How do you manage that?
I mean, yeah, I think having friends you could talk to, having people in your life that you could talk to really helps. There's times like where you need that a few hours. You need the day reset. You need people to talk to. And I think having people that are so like-minded, it helps because they're feeling what you're feeling and they understand it quickly, a lot quicker than someone like a therapist might or something like that. They're in the space. So having those conversations could really help and get you right back on schedule.
Okay. Are you posting 7 days a week?
7 days a week. The only break I take is Sundays when I go back to visit my family. But even Sundays, then I shoot with them on Sundays.
Are you scheduling content too to just go up automatically throughout the week?
I haven't been that great at that right now. But so like right after this, I'm going to post a YouTube video. 2 hours later, post another one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said like a 3-4 minute skit that you're posting twice a week. Are you doing that right now?
That's the goal. No, I've been kind of slow at it. I would try to do one a week, but I had a little bit of a problem with like getting the content back and forth from the editor. And then I had a copyright problem with some of the music.
Sure.
But starting next week, I have like 3 I'm holding on to right now. So starting next week, I'm gonna start shooting hopefully 2 a week and then get up to a week.
Cool. And what about short form? You're posting short form every single day?
Short form, try to do like 4 a day on YouTube, try to do 3 a day on TikTok, 1 on Instagram. My brother's running my Facebook. I do 5 a day on Facebook.
Cool.
Yeah, just anywhere I can.
Dude, you're a machine.
Wait till you get Shane on here, bro. That's another story.
I can't wait. Both of you guys. I mean, I know you through Shane, basically. I think, right? Like from the meetup.
Yeah.
But I think from that connection is how I know.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are like creating this little content bubble of friends that are all really highly creative and also like highly motivated.
Yeah. So. I mean, I wish people were less focused on the money and then the content would be so good.
Yeah.
I know if people take a step back from monetization and worrying so much about it, then what they could bring to life is crazy.
So speak on that a little bit. What about when you're just getting started? I don't have the money. I need to pay rent. What did you experience something like that?
I was lucky to have something to fall back on, which was moving back to my parents. Because then I know like my dad told me until I graduate, he'd help me out with any expenses I had, which was nice because he just wanted me to finish college because college was so big for him.
Right.
But then I was so lucky that social media did end up working, but I didn't go into it at all wanting to make money. And I think that's the problem. People go in there like now they post something because they're like, okay, this is going to make me money. I'm going to post this now because this is going to make me money. And then I'm going to go over here and post this. But then you look at everything they put together and nothing like relates. That's why it's so like eventually that's going to die off. But I think if you go into it doing what you actually enjoy and what you're passionate about, like what I did with like these skits and TV film stuff, then it creates such a big empire that like you're not so distracted about like worrying about making money. It's just going to come, I think if you're so focused on what you want to do, eventually money's going to come, whatever you want, popularity, whatever it is, it's going to come.
Are you posting the same videos on all the platforms?
On reposts, not really. Like I might repost different videos on different platforms, but new videos, yeah. If it's short form, I will.
Short form. What about the long form? Are you posting those on TikTok? Have you tried over a minute skits?
I have. I've cropped it down to like TikTok length and done like 30-second clips, trying to direct them to my YouTube to watch.
So
the video.
how do you go viral on TikTok? What do you think?
Take something that's working and change it. I think so. I mean, if you're just getting started now on TikTok, I'd say watch TikTok as much as you can, see how many videos have over 1 million likes on them, and don't copy it because that's not going to work. If people want to see it, they're going to go to whoever made it first, right?
Yeah.
And then change it. So what I did with all my videos, if you watch my videos, a lot of the stuff that I'm making fun of people, it's not just I'm making fun of you because it's stupid. I'm like, no, there's potential in your idea. So now let me just exaggerate it to the max because that hasn't been seen before. So take something that's working and make it your idea and make it better.
And then are you you're focusing on quality?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And quantity.
Yeah.
Quality,
honestly, both.
quantity.
Both. Yeah.
Wow.
I think if I didn't focus on quality, I'd be getting out like 40 videos a day.
Have you ever experimented with like less quality?
On Snapchat, yes. On Snapchat, because some days I was posting 30 to 50 videos, just random stuff. Like I would film like an honesty test. I would film a quick skit here, filming myself. Like, I'm telling you, I could post so much if I didn't focus on quality.
I mean, me too. Why don't you do that anymore?
It's not what I want to do. I don't know. It's really like.
So you're afraid to blend that in with all of like your good content. You want people to actually watch the good stuff, is what you're saying.
It's like, not that I'm afraid, but like, let's go back to what I was saying. Like you're a Netflix producer, right?
Sure.
You're scrolling through my content.
Yep.
If you see one bad thing, you're like, oh, what is this? Like, but if you're scrolling and you see everything is like, okay, like this, okay, well, I want to see what this guy's doing more. And then I think if everything is living up to that, then, and I'm posting at a high rate, like I'm not mad at the rate I'm posting.
Yeah.
If I was, then maybe I would take a step back. If I'm doing what I'm doing now and I'm posting one video every 3 days, then I'll be like, maybe I'm too focused. And that's another problem people have. They're so focused on quality, right? To the point that it takes away from the amount they're posting. So I think get out as much as you can and keep the quality up. I think both. There's no one over the other for me. Different from a lot of people think.
Do you receive any negative comments at all? Criticism?
I'm thankful that a lot of people that have been watching my videos are younger kids. So the only hate I might receive is like, hey, why'd you repost this video? I'm so mad at you, right? So I haven't gotten like anything that negative. It's all been pretty supportive.
Do you think there's a problem with reposting videos?
No. Because I mean, a lot of videos I forget I made.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting a new fan base every single day. Like I was at like 1.8 million on YouTube like a month ago. Now I'm at 1.9 million. So like if you think about it, it's 100,000 people, right? So it's like 100,000 people that haven't seen my videos from a year ago. Let me put that out for these people, and then that's how it keeps growing. So I don't see a problem with it.
Do you think what's it called? Like when views are down, do you think shadow banning is real?
I've always talked to people about the algorithm. I'm like, I've never personally like looked through the algorithm. I think shadow banning is real if you're really posting something that might get on the nerve of like a platform and you've gotten strikes before and they're like telling you, watch out, be careful. I think shadow banning is real. But I think if I don't agree that shadow banning is real if people just think their views being down is them being shadow banned.
Yeah.
If you're doing what you were doing before and you think you're shadow banned, I don't think that's real.
Do you think the platforms are like making our views bad?
I think there is a select few on platforms that the platforms are pushing, and then if you're not living up to that, then they might stop worrying about you as much. So I think that might affect it, but I think that's different from shadow banning.
Tell me more about you, Kia. What don't I know about you that you're working on? What don't you share online?
Oh, basketball. That's my life.
What?
I love basketball. Okay. Everyone asks me, why don't you like, I was so heavily like into basketball.
Are you a good basketball player?
Pretty good.
Wow.
But I'm short. Like that's the problem. I think I'm telling you guys now.
So what?
I'm looking at the camera. Which one do I look at?
The closer one.
If I was 6'3",
yeah,
that one. If I was 6'3",
yeah,
and I had the skill I have now, I would be in the NBA.
Oh.
No, I was so heavily into basketball. People ask me now, like, why don't you post basketball content?
Sure.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I haven't thought about it, but it's cool. Like, I'll go to the gym. No one wants to pick me up. Like, okay, who's this guy? And then I'll go over there and I'm shooting from like near half court. I'm just, I love basketball.
You said near half court. What are you?
I'm pulling up from like Steph Curry range, bro.
Wow. I mean, I'd be down to watch a skit of you, a basketball skit. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, dude, because in high school, I was so heavily into basketball, like waking up at 4:30 a.m. with a private coach every day.
Wow.
Before class, then eating breakfast, going to class, and then after.
See, that's interesting right there alone. So you already had that discipline to be waking up at 4:30 in the morning and working on a project before school. Like, who does that?
I remember those mornings. That was tough, bro. Like, driving in the cold. I mean, it's LA, so it's not that cold, but like at 4:30 a.m., like 40 degrees was pretty cold at the time, right? And then I get there and I'm just dead tired. And then I get there, he's like, all right, let's run stairs. I'm like, oh man, at 5 a.m. we're running stairs, 6 a.m. we're doing drills, 6:30 we're in the gym, and then 7 a.m. I got to get to class.
So do you take that sort of, has that routine, seeped into what you're doing as a content creator?
Absolutely. I think I always move with like a chip on my shoulder with something. Like I'm very focused that like I don't want anything to get in my way. And like if I want to get something done, I'm going to get it done. At that point, I wanted to play college basketball. So I was like, any way possible, if I'm working this much, maybe an opportunity is going to come. Unfortunately, it didn't. But like, I'm telling you, 4:30 a.m. and then after class, training with the team was after school at 3:30. And then at 7 after that, I would go to the gym to 24-hour fitness and play basketball there. And then I wouldn't start homework till like midnight, and then same routine every day.
So as something you love basketball, but you didn't go that route on TikTok. Why not?
I don't know. I really don't know. Good question. Maybe I should start posting basketball content, and that'd be something fun to watch.
I'm just curious, like how us as creators, how do we fall into the position we're at? Because TikTok, all these platforms, they kind of make us find one thing and then do that a lot.
I wonder if it was something I had in me before, since I was doing the comedy stuff back in middle school, whatnot. But I wonder if I never thought this was possible because of the schooling situation I was in, the people I was around. And then I think what really pushed me was when I moved out here and I was like, dude, it's competitive. And then, I mean, I think I always had it in me, and I saw social media as the opportunity to bring it out. And then
wait. You said it's competitive? Social media is competitive?
Social media is so competitive.
Wait, tell me about that. Why do you think social media is competitive?
Yeah, I think I move the way that if I think I stop posting right now, that I'm done for forever. That's my mentality. Why? I think there's so many people trying to get into it for whatever it might be, for personal use, for business. I think that
is there like a levels in this game?
I think so. I think there's a million people that are better than me at what I do, but I think I have the numbers because I have the work ethic and I have the drive to put out as much stuff as I'm putting out.
But is there like a limit to the opportunity out there?
I think opportunity is endless, but I think competition is also endless. Like every day, new people are coming. New people are born every single day. Imagine one kid picks up a phone. That's competition right there.
Sure. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Does that competition motivate you to post?
I think that's what keeps me going. I think that's why I have a chip on my shoulder. Like
I'm not familiar with the phrase "chip on my shoulder." What does that mean to you?
I'm like very like
I'm gonna do this or it's gonna kill me type thing, or what?
Absolutely. I think if I don't do this, I'm screwed. And then I fall back into where I was before, where now I got to go back to school. I got a chip on my shoulder where I just want to take out any competition.
So it's like, I don't want to, I'm burning the bridges. I'm burning the boats. This is like it. I'm putting my all into what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I love being around people that feel the same way. So it's like, like you said, you mentioned a boat. Like I'd rather have like a cruise ship of people that are on the same level as me, as opposed to like a little rowboat where it's just me trying to like go through this like fiery passage,
Yeah.
But I think if you're a cruise ship with people that have the same mentality and mindset as you, and you're on this, like you create such a big cruise ship that you could just ram through.
How did you find all these people to collab with and connect?
That's the beauty of it. I think it just falls into place when people could see. I think people come, people go, but then the people who are really like mentally there with you are the ones that stick around. And because it's crazy, like people think it's like it's easy, but it's really not. Like the stuff we do, it's like not everyone can do it. And I think the people that want to do it, and they'll stay.
Yeah. How do you deal with creator burnout?
I haven't hit it yet. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's real. I think it's real. I haven't hit it. So hopefully.
You're also doing it full time, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you started during COVID, so it's like
hasn't been that long.
Yeah, but also like, did you have you said you had a job before COVID, right?
Yeah.
You were in school before COVID.
Yeah. I was in school during COVID. I was in school when I moved out here, but it was all online schooling. So
yeah. So then like you go from being in school to deciding to focus full time on content, and now from that you have this opportunity to go full time on content. So I just thinking about you having a lot of time, to spend on something like this is really, some people don't have the time. Like you said, like if you were in school right now, you wouldn't be able to make this podcast.
But the thing is, I still would make it happen. That's the thing. Like, I think the thing that really made it difficult was when I was in LA and they said, okay, now we got to go back to school soon. I was like, that would be tough for me because I want to be out here when online schooling was going on. And I could still make it work. I think for people that have a job, for people that are in school that want to start something, I'd say don't just leave and expect to make money the first 6 months in this,
Yeah.
I think find balance in it, whether you're working from 9 to 5, right? Let's say you're working a 9 to 5 job. Spend an hour after just making content. Like you don't have to go into it super high quality, buying yourself all this crazy equipment off the bat. Cause I think that's when people get overwhelmed and burn out easier.
Yeah. When
they think they have to match this level. Cause I didn't start with all this stuff. I started on my phone, right? So I think if you're going to get into it, spend an hour after your job and just make videos during your job, right? I don't see a problem with that. Like if they're okay with that. There's people that are doing it. There's that kid Milan doing it in Subway, making Subway sandwiches. Although his family owned the business, but I'm saying like anywhere you're at, you could make content. Just make content and post it.
Is sleep important to you?
Yeah. I think I've been so bad with energy drinks lately. I've been trying to stop.
Yeah.
But no, I think sleep's important. I try to get 7 hours of sleep a night. I try.
So it's not more of like a scheduled thing for you at the moment.
No. I think
Okay.
I'll work, and then when I'm done, I'll go to sleep, and then.
So if you're up until 4 a.m. working on
I
something,
think I am up till 4 a.m. most nights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
3 or 4 a.m.
how do you structure your days? Are you making a list and then you're completing the list? What are you doing?
I'll have like a calendar. Sometimes my girlfriend will write out the calendar for me. Sometimes I'll have notes on my phone for stuff I need to get done. I suck with meetings and stuff because I always forget to do them.
Yeah.
But no, in my brain it's like an alarm clock. If I look at the clock, it's 11 a.m. I know I got to get a post up. 2 p.m. I know I got to get a post up. Then I'll just go through all the platforms, call my brother, be like, hey, how's the Facebook posting looking? Call my editors, how's everything going over there?
You're running a business, man.
Trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Okay. I know that you're big on exercise, right? So are you exercising too throughout all this?
I'm trying.
I mean, dude, you're posting 5 times a day. You're sleeping late.
No, it's nice when I
get
get
energy drinks. What about what about these legs, man?
Oh, dude, my legs are another story. I've always had these. Even
Yeah.
when I was like in high school, I had like this crazy 8-pack, which I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
But I've always had these legs. The legs
Damn.
have always been like, I'll go to the gym right now and I'll be like really weak on the arms. I'll do like 25 curls, and then I'll go to legs and I like max out all the machines, and it's crazy. It's like stuff these bodybuilders are doing, I'm doing with my legs.
Yeah. What are you you ever think about doing exercise content at all?
No, absolutely not.
Is it crazy that we can just make anything content? Everything's content. Oh, you like basketball? Okay, now I'll do basketball.
Yeah, I think so. I think if I were to do exercise content, I'd find a way to do it, even though I don't look like the most fit, right? I think that's the beauty of having.
I mean, the legs, man. The legs.
I just have to have a profile of just my legs.
Yeah.
The profile picture is just this crotch shot of me.
Only legs.
I'm looking at all the different outfits I had to try on before this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll cut that part out. Don't worry. Well, so it's hard to. I feel like it's hard for some people to know what to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was some indicators for you of like this, that I'm going to focus on making videos this way or this topic? You know, like something stand out, or was it your friends or what?
I think my friends and I were always like fun and funny together and outgoing. And then when I like started doing this, I was like, my friends didn't want to really be in front of the camera. So I was like, okay, let me write stuff where I could just tell them what to say and it'll still have that funny to it, you know?
Oh, I like that idea.
So like,
good idea.
I started with like, okay, script writing. Let me write a skit out. Hey, just say this, bro. Like, because a lot of times when I turn the camera on these friends, they get like shy and
Sure,
like, because they're not doing it like me.
Right.
So I was like, okay, can you say this? And then even if it takes a million tries, like a lot of times now with my family, they're good at it now. But when I first started, it would take them a billion tries to say one thing. Like
Right.
they'd be fun, outgoing, and then right when the camera hit, they'd be like awkward. So I'm like,
Yeah.
look, let's work on it, mom. Just say this line. I don't care if it takes a million tries. Go. And then she started getting like embarrassed. I'm like, it's okay. Just keep going. And then once I get it, I knew I had it. So that's how I started to like people are like, oh, I don't have the people around me to do it. I'm like, you could do it with anybody, like literally anybody.
Wow. So that's really interesting that you would write a script and then give it to your family members and have them sit there and repeat it, and obviously us as the editors would just, edit out.
And I think the biggest thing is understanding the people you're working with. Like my mom, I need to be there filming and telling her, say this line. Okay, now say this line. Now say this line. But my dad is another story. I need to write out all his lines like an hour before we shoot and give it to him. And he'll sit there in his room and like read. Okay, let's do it. So it's a different process for different people. And like that's like the start of it. But now you could like really see that. Like people have like a different process with like actors you're working with. Like someone might want the script a month before.
Whoa.
Someone might just get there and be like, what am I doing? Just tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it just depends on people. So I think having that with my family,
I'm kind of like
opened me out.
Let's show up. What do you got
exactly
for me to read?
Yeah.
Right then and there.
It's also fun, like with actors, like a lot of times, because a lot of people I work with don't have like massive social media numbers, but are in the acting world. So like they'll show up, and if they see like a million cameras and like boom mics and stuff, they're not scared. They could fit into whatever role you want. But a lot of times when I bring like social media people there, they're like,
yeah, that's so interesting. I immediately immediately got scared slightly. Like I love that this little camera watching me right here is tiny, and it's like kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's something about it.
There's something different about the camera, the bigger camera. I don't know why.
No, I agree. And then once you have that mic on, you feel that wire down your back. You feel this boom right above you that's perfectly out of shot. So it could be like right here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be out of shot kind of
Sure.
thing. So it's like kind of scary, you know, at first.
How did you become comfortable with that? Just doing it a ton, or? And also, why did you start doing that?
I don't know. It's something it just happened. Like I'm telling you, the people I was around, I started filming with a videographer, and he's like, hey, if you want to take this to the next level, let's start doing this. I could bring this guy to do this. I could bring this guy to do that. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So
it's like a production team, man.
Yeah, it literally is a production team.
Yeah.
People will bring people, and then it'll just start building this team. So like, at first I start with a videographer with a little mic above the camera, and then he brings the mic to mic me up, and then now he's like, I have this guy who can mic us up, and then he's like, now I have this script writer, now I have this editor. So let's bring all these people together. So then we work numbers out, we get things going.
You said about like you have like 6 microphones, is that right? Or 6 different?
So that was the craziest thing. So
why so many microphones?
It's not 6 microphones, it's
or 6 audio sources.
6 audios. Yeah. 6 audios. Yours, your backup, mine, my backup, boom's backup. And then on top of that,
4-minute skit, you're gonna have 6 inputs of audio. Why?
4-minute skit with probably like hours of footage to look through. That's
what?
the thing.
Why?
And then like he'll walk up in front. The hardest thing with this is matching the audio with the voices for all these little clips, because then you have to go through all these. He'll be like scene 2A part 2, and then now you got to go find the audio for that where it says scene 2A part 2, and then now you got to match it all up. And then if that's not good enough, then you got to go to the next one. If the audio's messed up on that one, then you got to go drag another audio on there, see if that works.
Oh my god.
And then when you're done, you got to make sure all the audio matches. If you're like outside, you got to make sure like a lawnmower wasn't blowing when he was saying this, but is blowing when he's saying this. So then there's ways to input the audio there to take that lawnmower sound out, but then you got to match the background noise. So then he'll get room tone of it. So he'll like record nothing but the audio outside. So after you're done with everything, you'll input that room tone under everything. So it sounds like it's been this same audio throughout the whole thing without any interruption. Because you might be filming 2 separate days where audio is so different. Like there might be birds one day, there might not be the next day.
Dude, you're next level with this. This is insane. This is like really insane. This is crazy.
I guess I don't even think how crazy it is until I start talking about it. We just kind of do it.
Yeah.
But then I think talking to you is like, it's pretty different from what
look at what we're doing right now. I mean, I got 4 cameras. I'm switching between them.
This is crazy.
You know, but and you're also doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Also,
that's the biggest. I couldn't do the podcast without help. Like it's great. I have Armand, the producer, who comes in an hour before we shoot, sets everything up. And then right when he's done,
that's what I do.
Yeah, I know you're doing it all.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's crazy. And then right when he's done, he sends all the audio to Chris, the other podcast editor. And then Chris sends me 1 to 2 clips a day, caption clips a day, edits the full podcast, sends it to me. I just post. Then I have someone else working on a thumbnail. I forgot to mention him. I have a thumbnail guy too.
Wow. How much does all of that cost? Man, I want to know.
I don't know if I could say that.
I actually personally would love to know, but
we could talk about it after. It's a good amount for everything combined. But I'm telling you, I'm trying to this is what I want to do. So as much money as it takes, I'll do at a reasonable rate.
Wow. Okay. Okay. What else could I ask you?
Can I have a sip of my drink?
$10. You can drink anything you want.
for you, bro.
$20. You know, so this, you can look at this as like a little time capsule. You're here, February 9th, 10th, 10th. And how many followers do you have across all your accounts right now?
Oh.
And we'll compare next year when you're on.
Let's say like 4-point-something million.
Okay. How does that feel? What do you think?
It's a lot of people. I'm more shocked about the views, honestly. Like I was telling people, I'm like, followers are one thing, but then when you see how many people have actually seen your stuff, like people could just click subscribe, whatnot. But over 1 billion people watching it, that's like a whole country.
That's what I was saying about us. You have these platforms, your following is going to increase. What about making your own production company? Making, I guess that would be kind of hard to make Netflix. You can't make Netflix, but
the thing is, like at the rate I'm going now, even if a Netflix doesn't give me an opportunity, like a platform like Netflix for the next 10 years, I think what I'm building now, eventually, like even if I create a website where like now I have this leverage over a lot of these creators where now I could give them opportunities. So I could basically create my own kind of thing. Like what's that one doing it now for like Steve Will Do It? Because Steve Will Do It got like banned on YouTube. So now he has like, what is it, Rumble or something like that, where it's his own website pulling the same amount of views. Now he's just getting paid for it. And he's basically created his own empire. Now he can assign people to that and it's his YouTube. So, I mean, at the rate I'm going, I think the next 10 years, even if no one gives me an opportunity, I could do it myself.
What should I do? What do you think?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, I know that I want to do podcasts. I'm doing the street interviews. You know?
That's good. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you're not doing a million billion different things. Like, street interviews and podcasts pretty hand in hand.
Yeah. I also, actually, I'm a watch dealer.
Are you really?
I buy and sell high-end watches.
Really?
Watch reseller, yeah.
Dude, I've been watching videos of that very recently.
So I don't post any videos of it, though. Not at all.
You should. You definitely should.
I can't, with our clients, I can't give away.
You can't?
Clients, no.
Who's the one guy that does it? Vic? What's his name?
Yeah. He does it on YouTube.
Yeah, dude, I love that guy.
I know. I love that guy too. He's great. But
do that. Go.
I can't. It's not my business, you know. It's my partner's. So gotta talk to him about it. Then it's about getting those dealers to be okay with that, you know. Also, that we work with.
Interesting. No, I love watching watch videos.
Yeah, me too.
I don't own a watch, but I love watch videos.
Yeah, I'll help you get one someday.
Maybe
you want. Yeah.
My mom did buy me a Lacoste one, a cheap Lacoste one.
Yeah,
and it's really I like more the way they look than what they are.
Right.
I'll get a cheap Lacoste over like a $40,000 Rolex.
But it's more almost like an investment a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy right, and
right,
hold it long enough. You're younger than I thought you were.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
I get like a watch.
How old do you think I am?
30.
34.
34.
Yes. So 23. What the heck was I doing at 23? Not this. You know, like.
But that's how I feel about like people that are doing it. That are like, there's like 16-year-old people doing it now that I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, but bro,
I was doing it at that time.
No. They have. I just think that's different. No, don't you?
I think. Yeah.
Especially after you're 21. Let's say like you have a lot more opportunities available to you. You can do more things.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, especially the way you use it, unless you have somebody under you're under someone's wing that knows what they're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you also have parent advisors. And
that's
stuff,
true.
You know?
That's true. Yeah.
This way we're kind of like on our own doing whatever we want.
I do like this. You're right.
Yeah. Well,
I can tell you some interesting stuff I've been looking into lately.
Yeah. What
aliens.
Are you interested in? Why aliens? What are you talking about? Aliens. Talking about aliens, bro. Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on Betty and Barney Hill.
Who the heck is that? Who is that?
Great story. It was a couple in the 60s who were driving back from New Hampshire, right? And supposedly they got abducted by aliens. And I heard this. I was like, okay, this has to be some BS. Like, okay. And then I heard the story. I was like, okay, I hope this is real. So basically they were driving back. Their story was they got abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
And they got separated. So this is the thing. After all this happened, they woke up that morning, the morning after, their clocks were stopped. All this weird stuff was going on. Weird. She had lost her earrings the night before and her dress was ripped. She had pink powder on her dress.
Okay.
Her earrings were left outside the house like someone had placed it there after. So, okay, sounds like a mugging, right? And then they did research on the pink powder that was on her. And it was like non-organic substance that had no connection to the earth. Just like weird stuff. Like a substance had never been seen before. UV.
You're not skeptical, bro? Come on.
No, I'm skeptical. I want it to be real. That's the thing. It had like UV rays on this pink powder. Okay. They did honesty tests. They both came back honest. They were separated. They did therapy. They did some therapy where they relive moments.
Okay.
Both separated. Both told very similar stories about how the aliens took them in and stuck like needles in their nose.
Yeah.
In their noses, whatnot. And then the thing that gets me is the honesty test. Like I thought honesty tests were pretty accurate.
What the heck's the honesty test?
It's like where they hook you up. They strap you up to this machine and then based on like your heart rate and everything.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical, but I want it to be real. And then just a bunch of other stuff that happened. And I was like,
what else do you think about in your free time?
What do I think? Oh.
I mean,
shoes.
What
I got into shoes lately.
Yeah, shoes.
I bought my first pair of Nike Dunks.
Okay.
Right? Is that what they're called? Nike Dunks, the ASU ones, the cheapest ones on the market.
Nice.
I've been watching so many shoe videos lately. I think if I wasn't doing this, I would be a shoe reseller.
Okay.
Now, since the last month. I love watching shoes of people buying shoes and flipping shoes.
Why do you have any other channels, where you do this or you take on like an idea like that? Like go be a shoe reseller for a month.
I think that would take away from what I'm doing right now.
Would it?
I think so. I think it's too much time. Okay. I think if I want to do something, I want to do it fully.
Okay.
Either I'm a shoe reseller or I'm doing skits.
Yeah. How do you know though? How do you know what's good? Maybe you write a skit about shoe reseller, and that's your Netflix, man.
Yeah, I agree. You never know. You never know until you do it. But I'm like,
I also want to talk about that, about us never knowing. Like how, I know I asked you, like, how do you know it's going to go viral? But how do we know? Sorry.
Ultimately, you don't.
Yeah.
But I have like such a good idea on like, based on past stuff that I've done, that I know like certain videos are going to do well. But then again, you don't know. Like I might make one video today that might change the whole trajectory of what I've been doing. That might make me go that way.
Sure.
We just don't know that, and that stuff just happens. Like I like doing it to the point where I do what I want to do, and if something happens, it'll happen, and I'll go that direction. But I'm less that I don't want to do so many different things and then be like, I'll eventually find what I want to do. I'd much rather do what I want to do, and if it leads me another way, I'll follow that.
What do you think of that?
That was funny.
Was that good?
That was good. Did
Yeah. I forgot. I just remembered that I had that for the silent moments.
That's funny.
Yeah. Little, you know where it is?
What do you mean? Where is that?
Bro, it's behind you.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's over there.
No.
Here, go again. Oh, it is behind me.
Little fart machine.
You got a little Kermit the Frog back here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Tell me about the guests that you're having on your podcast. Where are you finding the people that are coming on your show, and what's the point of your podcast?
Ooh. A lot of them have been people I had met before or I had known.
Okay.
I haven't really reached out that much to like newer people. I'm trying to give like first people I know and like people who have cool stories an opportunity to come on there and tell their story.
Yeah.
I want to take the less like, there's different forms of podcasts, right? There's like interview podcasts, which is similar to this, which is similar to like Hot Ones. I love watching Hot Ones where like,
I like Hot
you
Ones.
get to know the person, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of started like that, but now I think the route I want to take is more like I want to bring people on that are just fun. I love Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn brings people who aren't that like, they don't have like social media followings. They're not like well-known people, but they have like crazy stories, right? Like I think one of them was the male auctioneers. Like no one like, think about it. Like how often do you talk to a male auctioneer, right?
Yeah.
How often do you think about living the life of a male auctioneer? So I think that's the route I want to take. I'm like, I want to bring these people on that have fun stories that we could just talk about, laugh, and
I like
whatnot.
that.
So,
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, I will watch that.
yeah.
Okay.
So like I want to take more of that approach, which is more like let's just talk. I think it's more difficult having two people on a podcast as opposed to having a bunch of people. Like Andrew Schultz does it really well, where he has his friends and him on the podcast, where they're all just laughing, making jokes. Even when Joe Rogan's on there, who's the most like question answer based podcaster, for him to be on like a channel like that with Andrew Schultz and all his friends, I think that brings like a whole nother aspect to podcasting.
So wait, you said 2 people versus 4 people? Is that what you're saying?
So I think when it's just like 2 people, it's more like back and forth. You ask or I might ask, or
Sure.
boom, boom, boom. But the style I like is when there's a bunch of people, whether it's your friends and they're all talking, saying funny moments. I'm like, let's combine the two, right? So like, let's have like a fun way to do it where it's less questioning kind of thing and more like, let's just talk. But then again, it's not like that. It's personal preference. There's so many different types of podcasting that.
Yeah. How did you come up with your podcast idea? What made you want to start a podcast?
Just wanted to talk. So the thing with social media is I'm doing so many things that are scripted. I write, goes off the name of no script on my podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I do is like comedy skits. So people that are seeing it are seeing like, they don't see this, like what me and you are doing right now. They don't see me talking like this. I don't talk about social media numbers.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever like openly talked about this kind of stuff like this before.
Cool.
I think a lot of my stuff doesn't get this. A lot of the stuff is what I want people to see, what I write out, bring to life. Like, and then I want people to like really get to know who I am with a podcast, you know, like this is the side of me you don't see, and which goes off the name No Script. So it's like, there's no script to this. We're just here talking. You get to know who I am.
I saw the name and I was like, oh, that's a good name.
Originally, I was working on a show before, like a little show we were putting together, and we were going to call that No Script. And it was going to be like a...
And we could do a lot of things with no script.
Right,
That's
I know.
Great name.
But I thought for the podcast, it was just the best way to go. No Script. I like it. Dude, the bricks are sick.
Thank you.
The real bricks.
Yeah, they're real. 100% real. Mine are too. 100% not from Amazon for $20. You know, that one was a little bit more expensive because it's longer. That was like 100. This one was, I don't know, 20 or 30.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. But you can go on Amazon and get like any backdrop you want and
That's
could
true.
imagine.
That's true.
Yeah, it could be like I have like another one that's like curtains, but I like the brick.
I should get one where it's like in the shower and this dude is like peeking out of the shower curtain or something.
Be you.
behind me the whole time. It's me.
Your face. Dang, that's so you're more based on on having like a comedy experience in a podcast, would you say?
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff, like I might say like a lot, like I'm very like open. So I'll say some very like edgy stuff, but like that's why I asked you beforehand how
Got
like,
it. Yeah.
explicit can I be on here?
True.
You know? So, 'cause, like sometimes I just say things that are just like
Yeah, I gotta watch a little bit more. Yeah.
what the recent ones that are coming out are more conversation based as opposed to question and answer based, which is what I like.
Do you have any tips for me as a podcast host that
This
you've
is
learned?
great. No, this is really good. I think, dude, it's phenomenal. You have the setup, you have the style, you have like everything's really good. I love the way you have this set up. Honestly, like I have no pointers.
Dang. What the heck? No, give me pointers. Say, I'm obviously the question I'm still kind of working on.
Maybe,
it's different with everyone. It's different with everyone. Some of these people, I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking that actually because you're 23 in my brain, maybe I don't have enough to relate, or maybe I don't know enough about you that it's like,
I've noticed that too. I think when you know someone on a personal basis, it's a lot more open in terms of
this is like the first time we've hung out.
I know.
Really?
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll open more doors. I'll be back in 3 months. And
No,
we'll
not 3 months.
more.
No, dude, ready for this? I'm making 52 episodes for this year, 1 a week. That's it. So next year, you welcome back.
Let's do it.
Maybe the strategy will change before then.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the structure of your show. How about that?
About the podcast?
Yeah.
Structure in terms of the way it's run or the way it's set up or
No? Any structure at all? No? Anything that doesn't? I mean, like, do you start, like, what's your, like, for me, when I come on this, I kind of have a structure. Like, I'm going to talk to you in my brain. I've set it up like where I'm going to start and where we're going to end, kind of.
Right. Okay.
So
So let me tell you things that I've like learned over the few episodes I've done.
how many episodes you done?
I think I just filmed 13 yesterday, episode 13 yesterday.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Hey,
All right.
Unlucky number 13.
That's good.
That was funny. My friend Robert was on there. He was like, "Hey, bro, you got lucky number 13." He's like, "Isn't that like the opposite of what I'm like unlucky number 13?" Okay.
Are you posting them the same week you make them, or how far in advance?
No, I'm holding on to 2 of them right now, so I'm like 2 ahead right now.
Okay, good.
But so in terms of structure, the thing I've noticed is a lot of like the first thing I mentioned to you before, I don't know if it was recording or not. The thing before, like when I introduce people like on the spot and then I have them walk in, it's very like
Yeah, that's the structure. Sure. That's your intro. Okay.
And
then
I think that threw it off for me for what I was actually trying to go for with the no script and having a conversation. So I changed that. So now it's like people are just going to start in and we're just going to start talking off the bat.
Yep.
And I like bringing a personal reference up off the bat. So whether that's my personal to them or if that's something that I knew they had recently done, whether like yesterday was a trip to Bali. I know he went on a trip to Bali. So I might start off with something like that so they could like open up and like be like, okay, it's not just about what I'm doing professionally, but it's also like they care about what I'm doing on the side, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's what I noticed too. When I get more personal with them off the bat, then they're more likely to open up about other things as well.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think actually another thing, because it was so last minute and the other person canceled last night.
Yeah.
And then for you to be on here. So maybe I didn't have enough time to prepare, actually.
No, I think
You
there's nothing against this.
You confirmed at like 11 p.m. at night.
know, dude.
And it's 11 a.m. this morning you were here. So
No, I think this is
amazing.
going great. I think I really like the style you have because what you're doing matches everything. Like the way you're questioning matches the way we're sitting. I think everything just falls into place
Really?
perfectly. Yeah.
What is that? What do you mean?
Because the way mine is, I set it up to be more like, let's have a conversation. There's a chair here. There's a chair here. We're looking at each other talking like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw it off when I was going the question answer approach. But for you, it's very like,
This is us chatting here,
I like
sitting
this.
right here.
I think
you
it's
know?
great. And I could see myself.
Yeah.
You control everything. It's all
My friend Jay had a setup similarly where I could see the cameras, I could see myself. That's kind of where I got this idea from.
Plus, you could stream back there too, huh? What do you do?
You know, I haven't figured out. Do you know how to stream from the ATEM switcher to the internet while you're recording like this?
I've never done any kind of streaming. That's all like
So
what Armand does and stuff.
Someday, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you end your? Do you have like a middle section of the podcast that you?
I used to do something called because I'm big on boba, so I had something called Spill the Boba. Which is what she thought about. I was like spill the tea, but spill the boba.
Yeah.
Where I'll find something or I'll ask them beforehand, hey, what's like a really like deep personal thing you got going on in your life? So then I'll not expose them, but like we'll talk about that.
Sure.
And then I had a boba sponsorship, so Boba Time sponsored it. We'd have a bunch of drinks. So if you watch my earlier episodes, there's a bunch of boba drinks and stuff.
Nice.
And then as we're drinking boba to like help them calm down a little bit, there's super deep personal situations they have going on. And then that kind of like brought it to an end because after that it would just kind of like slow down and then we'd be like, thank you guys for watching. So I think Spill the Boba was near the end, so that brought it down. Now it's all been flowing pretty smoothly with the recent ones. So I think we kind of just feel when it's about to end and I'm like, I kind of asked them like anything else and they're like, nope. That's where I end it.
Have you used ChatGPT to give you questions yet?
No, I haven't. I'm so like I was talking about ChatGPT on my podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on with it that like it's really really intriguing. I've been like reading a lot about it. I've been talking to people about it. So one guy I know is doing something crazy. I can't speak too much on what he's doing because it's his personal business, but he's doing something where it basically, let's take Gary Vee, for example. He'll take the mind of Gary Vee based on everything he's ever said or everything he's ever put out.
Okay.
And put it all in one software to basically create a Gary Vee brain.
Whoa, what?
And then he'll take Gary Vee's voice and put all these together. So you could call right now and be like, hey Gary. And then he would talk to you as like it's Gary Vee. So a million people could be on the phone like with Gary Vee, which is one thing. So like you could be like, hey Gary, I need some business advice. And Gary Vee would literally on the other end of the phone give you some business advice.
But it's like it's a chat GPT.
So I don't know if it's exactly ChatGPT, but it's very similar.
Yeah.
It's a software like that he's developing. He said the only situation right now is there's a little bit of a pause between you talking and them talking back to you, but it's already been developed and you could basically talk to anyone you want to in the world.
That's blown my mind.
So I mentioned this yesterday. I was like, sure, like let's say you're a small business owner, right?
Yeah.
It might be great. Talk to Gary Vee, he'll give you business advice. But then on the other end of things, you think about how like beneficial versus how negative this could actually be. Let's say like beneficial. Let's say, I don't know if you're familiar with like Eric Thomas. I mentioned him as an example.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to talk to somebody and you're like, hey, look, like I'm very like I'm very super right now, something very deep, right? And then you actually have the ability to speak to someone who's had like who's been able to help.
So people, I don't know if this is a legal thing yet. Because there's going to be a lot of like
a lot of problems. Absolutely,
and contracts have to be signed by that person. Could you imagine giving out your own voice and like your brand and likeness?
Yeah, I don't know what the IP rights would
questions,
be
and then your voice is saying the most crazy things back to people.
Right? Yeah. Who knows?
So check this out. Just on that idea, I'm an ambassador for a company called Owl. It's like OWWLL, and it's a company you can call in and speak to an expert immediately. We can open up the app, we can see all the experts that are available right now, and like make a phone call and connect with them instantly. So I was just that somehow touched on what you're saying a little bit. Instead of calling an AI, you could just call a real person.
Call out. Just call out.
Just call real. Call Owl. Okay, that's it for the podcast as far as everything. Well, how can people follow you or find you?
Kia Nalbandi at KIANALBANDI on all platforms. If you just look it up, it'll pop up.
Thanks for being on, Kia. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in last minute. Also, this was very last minute.
No, thanks for us today. When can I see this?
Good question. When can you see this? You are episode, what did I say? 19?
19.
I'll look at my schedule. I'll show you.
Nice.
Thanks, Kia.
Thank you, Dom. Appreciate it.